Alright, so right now I'm given this exam questions here to solve. So I'm just going to go through them and then we'll be done. Okay, so the first question is say you're given that K is equal to this matrix that you are given, and it says we should state the order of the matrix. By the way, we said the order of the matrix is the size of the matrix, meaning it's the number of rows against the number of columns. Okay, we said if we're given a matrix A like this, maybe 7, 3, 1, 0, 2, 2, 4. We find the order by counting the number of rows against the number of columns. And we said the rows are the horizontal part and the column is the vertical part. So for instance, for matrix A, you will say the number of rows there are 2 because we have 1, 2 rows, and we say this is a 2 by, and columns we have 1, 2, 3 columns. So this is a 2 by 3 columns. Okay, so this is how we find the number of. This is how we find the order of a matrix, and we said we write it like this as 2 by 3 or 2 by 3 is the same thing. You choose any way you want to write it. Okay, so with that being said, I come back to what we are given here. So we have K is equal to -9, -3. So again here we have to count the number of rows first. So we have only 1 row, so this is a 1 by. Then now we have to count the number of columns. So we have only one column. So this actually we have 2 columns, 1, 2. So this is the 1 by 2. This is the 1 by 2. Okay. So we're done with the first question, and then now we move on to B, which says work out -2k. Okay, so when it says work out -2k, this is a multiplication of matrices by a scalar. The scalar here is the -2. So meaning we have to multiply matrix k. Every element of matrix k should be multiplied by -2. So we are saying, okay, let me erase here. We are saying if -2k is equal to -2, and then the k is -9, -3. Okay, so what happens here? We said when we are multiplying a matrix by a scalar, every element of the matrix will be multiplied by the scalar. And another thing to note is that the order of the matrix will remain. So our answer here will also be a 1 by 2 matrix. Okay, so here we're going to say -2 times -9, we get 18. And then after that we say -2 times -3, we get 6. So our answer is 18, 6. That's how we do that. Okay, so we move on now to number 2. Okay, so number 2 says we are given that 18. Okay, we are given that this matrix is equal to, you're given that this matrix plus 6a is equal to this matrix. Okay, so write down matrix A. Okay, so here there's something that we have to check here. We say you have to write down matrix A. Okay, one thing to realize that this matrix is equal to this matrix. Okay, what does this mean? It means if these matrices are equal, it means this the 6a doesn't bring any change to the value of this matrix. So meaning this is the A is a zero matrix. Okay, maybe let me do something like this. Okay, if we have 7 plus x is equal to 7, what does it mean? It means that x is 0. So that we will have 7 plus 0 is equal to 7. So 7 is equal to 7. Yeah, so that's what it means. Okay, so even here, it means A is a zero matrix. A is a zero matrix. Zero matrix meaning every element of A is 0. Okay, but one thing again to note is that the matrix A should have a 2 by 2 order, because for addition to be possible, matrices should have the same order. Okay, but we can calculate this thing algebraic. So we'll say okay, let's say 3 negative 9 7 1 10 plus 6 8 is equal to 3 minus 9 7 1. So this one 6a will be equal to the 3 negative 9 7 1 minus 3 negative 9 7 1. Okay, so I'm saying 6a is equal to this matrix, then we take this matrix into this side. That's why we are now saying minus this one. So we get 6a is equal to, so this is subtraction of matrices. So every element, corresponding element will subtract each other. So 3 minus 3 we get 0. Minus 9 minus 9 we get 0. 7 minus 7 we get 0. 1 minus 1 we get 0. So we get that 6a is equal to this zero matrix. Okay, so which means obviously matrix A is 0 0 0 0, because the 6, if we the fact that now we get a zero matrix, it means the A was also a zero matrix, because when you multiply any number by 0, you get 0. So A is 0 0 0 0. Okay, so yeah, we're done now with A. So we are saying our A here. Okay, so I'm erasing the working, but it doesn't mean you should also erase the working. Our A is 0 0 0. The reason I'm erasing the working is because I don't have enough space, but for you, you will have enough space. Okay, now I'm moving on to B. Okay, B says find the values of x. Find the values of x and y. So this is a multiplication of matrices. Okay, recall that when we said that for matrices to be multiplied, to be multiplicable, the first matrix, the number of the columns for the first matrix will be equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. So already here they've multiplied the matrices for us, and they found that the answer is 1 0. So now they are asking us the value of the unknowns being x and y. Okay, so here we're saying we have to say 1 times x, we get x, plus 0 times y, we get 0, is equal to 1. This one, again we come to this one, 0 times x, we get 0, plus 1 times y, we get y, is equal to this 0. Okay, so this means x plus 0, that's x, so x is equal to 1. Then again here, 0 plus y, that's y, is equal to 0. So x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. We are done. We move on to C. Okay, C says we are given these two matrices. Okay, so these two matrices here. This is a 2 by 2 matrix. 2 by 2 meaning with the same number of rows and the same number of columns, which are being 2. Okay, so the question says here we should find a value of n. Okay, so to find a value of n here, so one thing to note, let's make it like this. The fact that they're saying this matrix is equal to this one, it means that every element, every corresponding element should be equal. So as you can see here, with 6 here and also with 6 here in position 1 1, with 3 here, with 3 here, with -7 here, with -7 here, meaning also this value should be equal to this value. That's the meaning. Okay, so it means that we have to say -8 plus n is equal to 5n minus 127. So now, okay, now what did I do here? We're saying -8n plus 3. Okay, so now we've formed this simple equation, and our duty now is just to solve this equation to find the value of n. Okay, so I'm going to continue this one here. Okay, yeah, so this is the question that was saying find the value of n. So now we will have -8. Okay, now I have a lot of space here. -8 n plus 3 is equal to 5n minus 127. Okay, so -8n minus 5n is equal to minus 127, then minus 3. -8n minus 5n, that's -13n. 13n is equal to minus 127 minus 3, that's minus 130. And then now we have to minus 13n. Okay, so minus 13n, we're saying is equal to minus 130. We don't have to divide by minus 13, divide by minus 13. We get that n is equal to 10. So the value of n is equal to 10. Alright, I think this one would be the last one we solve in this video. This one is saying the figure below is a rectangle with a given sides. Form an expression in terms of y for the perimeter of the figure. Okay, so we're given this rectangle here, and let's say we should form an expression in terms of y. Okay, so properties of a rectangle, we know that the opposite sides should be equal. So if here we have 7y plus 1 centimeter, it means also here this side will also be 7y plus 1. And also if we have 9y plus 7 here, it means also here we'll have 9y plus 7. Okay. That's our first point. So if they say we have to express the perimeter, remember that the perimeter is the total length of the shape that we're given. So the total length, meaning we'll say this side plus this side plus this side plus this side. When we find our perimeter. Alright, so let me start with this side here. So this side is 7y plus 1. Okay, so plus this one, as we can tell that these sides are equal, so I'll just say times 2. Then plus again, now I'm doing this side, the vertical side, which is 9y plus 7. And the fact is that they are equal, I would say times 2, like this. Okay, so now we just have to simplify this expression. 2 times 7y, that's 14y. Then 2 times 1, that's 2. Plus 2 times 9y, that's 18y. Then 2 times 7, that's 14. Okay, so now we are simplifying. 14y plus 18y, you will get 32y plus 2 times 14, you get 16. Okay, so the perimeter of the rectangle is 32y plus 16 in brackets. These are centimeters. Okay, so we are done with the first one. Then we move on to figure 2, which says if the perimeter of the figure is 80 centimeter, form and solve an equation to find y. Alright, so okay, so we've expressed the perimeter in terms of 32y plus 16. So now they are telling us the exact perimeter, that the perimeter is 80 centimeters. So we'll say 32y, then plus 16 is equal to the 8 that they've given us. Alright, okay, so this is just an equation, so we just have to solve this equation. So we'll say 32y is equal to 80 minus this 16. Okay, so 32y is equal to 80 minus 16, that's 64. Okay, then we have to divide by 32. Divide by 32. We get that y is equal to 64 divided by 32. 2. So